Welcome to this edition of the American Gladiators, where our quarterfinals are underway. Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Adamle, along with one of the greatest names in pro football history, Mr. Larry Zonka. Good to have you here,
Good to be here, Mike. Thank you. All right.
Larry, there's something about intense athletic competition that seems to bring the best out in everyone, and I think that certainly holds true for our contenders here on this show.
Well, Mike, they're in the quarterfinals. You expect to see the contestants having more athletic ability, and I think the fact that the heat of the competition is so great, it brings out even more.
Well, this week's group's a good one. Let's meet the contenders for this quarterfinal round.
In our women's quarterfinal, please welcome back Dorann Cumberbatch of New York City, a teacher for the language impaired. And her opponent, Kristin Jarchow of Peoria, Arizona, an advertising graphic designer. In the men's competition, here's Philip Nasca of Aiea, Hawaii, manager of a townhouse complex. And his opponent, James Kiernan of Phoenix, Arizona, a member of the Phoenix Fire Department.
Kristin, your father was a professional football player with the old Baltimore Colts and later the Canadian Football League. Obviously, he left behind a genetic legacy because you've done quite well. You did quite well in the preliminaries. Has that been a factor for you?
Oh, you bet. And we've been working on some football moves together, so hopefully I'll be able to show them what I've learned in the Powerball and the Breakthrough and Conquer.
James, you're a firefighter, but I also know that you were a great wrestler at Phoenix College. There's an event that's tailor-made for you in this competition, Breakthrough and Conquer.
Mike, it's not exactly tailor-made. I'm used to trying to keep a guy in the circle and on his back, but this time I'll be getting him out of the circle.
How about the bumps and bruises you suffered in the preliminary round? Are they all healed?
Oh, they're not healed, so I'll be able to pay some of them back there in the circle.
Some pretty strong words, Gladiators. Larry?
Dorann, we talked about it in the preliminaries. You had a little bit of an unusual training program back in New York. You were running the stairs of your apartment building. Have you added any other dimensions to your training program?
Well, I'm still running the stairs, but I decided to go find myself a lake and do some rowing up and down.
Where have you been doing the rowing?
In Central Park.
Good enough. I hope you're prepared. Philip, I understand that you've done a little painting in order to earn a little extra money and get here to American Gladiators.
That's right, and I'm just grateful to have another chance to be out here. This is a lot of fun.
Well, we're glad to have you. Good luck today, Philip, Dorann, Mike.
Gladiators, stay hungry. Contenders, stay healthy. Best of luck to everyone. Let's get ready to rock and roll. This is how the competition works on the American Gladiators. Our contenders, 2 men and 2 women, will compete in 7 very different events against the American Gladiators. Now, the contender who amasses the most points in those 7 confrontations automatically advances to the semifinal round and moves 1 step closer towards our championship final. At stake, over $150,000 in cash and prizes. Welcome back to Universal Studios Hollywood, where the trifecta of diamond, lace, and gold prepare to take on the women in Powerball. It's a rematch from our preliminary round. Our women's top seed, Dorann Cumberbatch, a former track standout from York University in Toronto. She'll take on Kristin Jarchow. Dorann won that preliminary match 99-42, and they're set to go once again. Dorann in the red, Kristin in the blue, and a nice move by Kristin on diamond to score first.
And Kristin suffers at the hands of Diamond as Diamond goes up around her neck, and Dorann scores fairly easily, running to the corner. Now she takes advantage of the placement of the Gladiators and scores in the center pod for 4 points.
Gold with the clothesline on Kristin. Dorann gets by Lace. Things getting a little rough right now.
Dorann trying a stiff arm tactic on Gold, but unsuccessful.
Final seconds of Powerball here, and Dorann wins it 8-2.
Dorann giving us a glimpse of that great athletic ability.
Kristin, I know one thing for sure. I wouldn't want to mess around with you on a Powerball surface. I think you were victimized a bit by some bad luck. A couple of the balls just rimmed around the scoring pods and bounced out.
I really wanted that center one, and I was almost there, so maybe next time.
Just how tough are these Gladiators?
They're tough, I'm telling you. They're all over the place.
Dorann, you were able to hit that center cylinder, and that resulted in the 8-2 victory. You smile a lot before the competitions. Is that your way to break the tension?
No, it doesn't break the tension. Anything that breaks tension, getting out there.
You're supremely confident. Where does that come from?
Something my daddy always tells me. He says, if you try, you have confidence in yourself, that you can do anything you want. But if you say you can't, then you're defeated already.
Sage words from your father. Congratulations. Dorann, the winner, 8-2.
Dorann is also going to step up to the plate first. She's going to be going against Diamond.
And Larry, this should be an interesting match because Diamond by far and away is the best gladiator when it comes to swinging on the rings, and Dorann, with her outstanding athletic ability, is able to adapt to any situation. I expect her to fare very well in this event.
Well, she's demonstrated that she has great hand-eye coordination. She's got all the other athletic abilities, the speed, the moves. Let's see if she can plot a little strategy and get by Diamond. That was a little intimidating there. She's always smiling while she's up on the ring. It's almost like she's welcoming you over to her territory.
Dorann has taken the outside line, and now Diamond's trying to cut her off. I think if Dorann can get Diamond going in the other direction, she may make it to that platform. The time fast running out. Dorann oh so close, but she does hang on. She makes it to the final section of rings, and that's worth 7 points. Look how close to that platform she was.
So Dorann goes the distance and hangs tough and picks up 7 points in the process. Kristin preparing for her shot at hang tough. She too is going to go against Diamond.
Kristin, coming from a very athletic background, her father a professional football player for the Baltimore Colts at one time. I don't think Dad ever had to do anything like this before.
Mike, how do you, as you alluded to before, how do you prepare for this event? I mean, there's not, you just have to come here and do it. Diamond wasting no time. As soon as Kristin invades her territory, she's got her legs wrapped around her. Can she pull her hands off? Yes! And down she goes.
Combination of Diamond's strength and the forces of gravity, just too much for Kristin. So Dorann has a 15-2 lead after 2 events.
Dorann also leads Kristin after 2 events as they await at the foot of the wall.
And Dorann, always smiling, 27 years old. She'll be challenged by ice, while Kristin Jarchow will be chased up the wall by lace. And the big advantage, as we have mentioned many times in this event for the contenders, they get a 10-second head start. Boy, Larry, look how much ground Dorann has covered already. She's 3/4 of the way up the wall.
Ice is going to hang in there. She's not giving up. She's going to try to close in on Dorann. Kristin now a little surge of speed. Dorann hanging up a little bit. Ice has a hold of Durann's foot and slips off. Now Lace grabs a hold of Kristin's foot and pulls her off. Dorann has a clear shot now, has a grip on the top of the wall, hoists herself up. And this gal is going to take 10 points at the top of the wall. Mike?
Dorann, nothing to it but to do it, huh?
Let's do it.
Take us through your climb and tell us what happened and what kind of feelings you felt.
I knew that she couldn't get too much of a grip on these sneakers that I have because they're quite smooth, so I just had to keep climbing, keep pulling. So that's all I had to do.
Climb and pull you did to the tune of 40 seconds and 10 points. Once again, congratulations.
Dorann's win on the wall helps her to increase her lead over Kristin after 3 events.
And Cumberbatch leads Kristin Jarchow in this quarterfinal contest as the women prepare to take on Ice and Blaze in Breakthrough and Conquer.
Kristin's up first, and earlier she told us why she thinks she might do well in the Conquer event.
When I was growing up, one of the crazy things that we did in our house was that in the living room we didn't have any furniture. The only thing we had in there was a gymnastics mat. It was a huge mat, and so we could practice our gymnastics. And then the other thing was that my sisters both sort of dated wrestlers, and so the wrestlers would come over and they always wanted to teach me moves and wrestle around with me. And so I have a lot of wrestling experience just from doing that with them.
Larry, that's not crazy. Everybody grew up that way, didn't they? Well, Kristin will have to take on Blaze in the breakthrough portion of this event. Here she comes. Whoa! I don't know if that was legal.
Award the points, 5 points.
Referee Larry Thompson said that Blaze definitely hit too high, so Kristin is given 5 points for making it in breakthrough. Kristin going for the single leg takedown against Ice. Ice having no part of that as she successfully defends her territory. No points for Kristin Jarchow in the conquer.
Gives Ice a little hug, but Kristin won't soon forget this as Blaze goes up top and wraps her a good one in the noggin. Obviously against the rules, and that's why referee Larry Thompson awards Kristin the 5 points.
Well, I'm sure Dorann Cumberbatch will keep Blaze's illegal tackle in mind as she is set to go in breakthrough. Dorann might be a good idea to duck.
Dorann might try to put a move on Blaze and avoid her altogether.
She runs right down the middle, giving her an option of moving left or right. She moves left, and Blaze brings her down. Durann's knee hit the ground before she crossed the goal line, so no points there in breakthrough.
Blaze again going too high. She's going to have to get out of that habit, or she's going to lose a lot of points by penalty.
Power against finesse here in the conquer ring. And look at Dorann, she gets a hold of Ice's leg. That quickness really paid off, a stunning upset.
Woo! Dorann had a strategy in mind from the moment she stepped inside that ring, and that was, I'm going for Ice's knee. She's giving it to me. I'm going to try to get her weight up high, put a shoulder into it, a little strong back action, and drive her helplessly right out of the ring. Dorann, great plan, great execution.
I take everything in stride. I think that if I see that I've given everything that I can give, then I'm not hard on myself. If I knew that I didn't think when I went to that, or I didn't try as hard, my mind or my body wasn't into it, then I am hard on myself.
Dorann was definitely into it in the conquer ring. Both women take away 5 points from this event. And after 4, Dorann maintains her lead over Kristin.
We'll now try to do the same against Dorann as the women prepare for Atmosphere.
And Larry, maybe the hardest part of this event, just getting inside the cage. It's not much fun to look forward to. 60 seconds of really giving your body a workout. Dorann, a resident of New York City, she's probably been in rougher taxi cab rides. So she's ready, and so is Gold as she gets locked in.
Ready red, ready blue.
Our contenders and our gladiators are set to go. And this round of Atmosphere is underway. And so is Dorann Cumberbatch. Nobody attacking her, so she has a free run for that first scoring pod.
Little mix-up on the part of the Gladiators on who was going to take whom. As a result, Dorann comes away with a score, and now Kristin settles in, returning the favor. Dorann on the edge of a score, being held out of the pod by Gold.
Gold just muscled her out, now has her pinned against one of the barriers. Kristin is stuck in that scoring pod, and now Gold inadvertently helps her out.
As a result, Kristin gets another score from the pick action she managed to squirt out of. Dorann with another evasive maneuver, having Gold roll by as she manages to settle into the scoring pod, and Dorann picks up another score.
But Kristin matches her right at the end.
And as a result, Kristin scoring the final goal to take a 9-6 victory in this event. Mike?
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the latest in handy-dandy workout appliances, the Atmosphere. And it's too bad you can't get this thing down in your basement. This would be a great way to work out, huh?
Yeah, it sure would. It's a lot of fun to be inside of one of these things. I think everyone should try it for at least 30 seconds.
A couple of times you helped Dorann get a goal, and she helped you get a goal.
Yeah, and then one time I think a Gladiator even helped me get a goal. I think she knocked me into this very last one over here, and that was great with me.
Congratulations, you won this event 9-6.
Atmosphere in the basement, wrestling match in the living room. Kristin wins the women's atmosphere and as a result chips away at Dorann's lead after 5 events. In our women's contest, Dorann leads Kristin as the women take aim at assault, where they're going to be firing at Diamond.
And the studious athletic one from New York City is set to go.
Dorann having to get up on her tiptoes to shoot over the safe zone there.
Better that than to be hit.
She's quick.
And always keeps an eye on the Gladiator. Whoa, that one just missed.
Dorann with all that athletic ability, but still very calculating in each of her moves. She knows her hand's exposed when she's out there. A little high, a little to the right. Now point-blank range and gets hit.
The amazing thing about that, Larry, this is the first time that Dorann has failed to score in any event. So now a golden opportunity for Kristin Jarchow to maybe get back into the competition here. Maybe move a little bit closer and set herself up for the final event, the eliminator. Seen a variety of techniques used on the crossbow. This may be the best one. Kneel down, aim high. That one a little too high.
Probably the safest technique.
Kristin, like Dorann, doing a good job of keeping her eye on the Gladiator. Able to pick up the flight of the tennis balls coming in their direction. Now if the direction of her own shots were just a little bit better. She's not going to get another chance, however, as Diamond picks her off and in the process goes 2 for 2 in assault.
Diamond keeps the lady scoreless in assault. So after 6 events, Dorann still leads Kristin by 20 points.
We are back, Universal Studios Hollywood, the final event, the Eliminator. And coming in, Dorann holds a 20-point lead over Kristin. The event, our obstacle course of sorts, begins right here. The competitors run side by side up and against the treadmill. Then it's across a 30-foot pit using this hand bike. It's a tough anaerobic upper body workout. The contenders must then make their way over a balance beam only 6 inches wide and in the process dodge those blocking dummies.
Then, Mike, it's a difficult climb up a 20-foot cargo net. Then the fun part, a long zip line ride over the entire length of the arena floor. And once there, it's decision time, which lane to pick. Contender is first confronted by 2 hurdles, and then possibly a waiting Gladiator behind the door.
And the 20 points that Kristin trails by means that she has to beat Dorann by 10 seconds to move on to the semifinals. The women have 75 seconds to finish the course with each second worth 2 points. Dorann in the red, Kristin Jarchow in the blue, and they are off on their way. Up the treadmill they go. Dorann struggling a bit with that hand bike. Kristin makes it across. Dorann goes down. That's worth penalty seconds. Kristin having her problems on the balance beam.
And loses that valuable lead she had over Dorann. And now they're neck and neck on the cargo net, but that won't do Kristin any good. She's got to get out in front.
Dorann the first up. Nice one-point landings by both women. Over the hurdles they go.
Dorann having to make up for those penalty points. Kristin's across first. Dorann crosses second. Unfortunately, Kristin didn't win by enough.
Kristin, you saved your best for last in the Eliminator final. Unfortunately, you had such a deficit to overcome You fell a little bit short, but I know you've had a great time on the show, and you gave it your best effort.
Well, I did a lot better this time. Last time it was a continual mental struggle, and this time I just came in with a more positive attitude, wanted to just have more fun with it, and I definitely have, so glad to be here.
Okay, a lot of people were proud of you and proud of your effort, Kristin, including your whole family, who were sitting up there watching you in the eliminator final. Congratulations, and thanks for being with us.
Thanks, I've enjoyed it.
Dorann, you were tough, and you are a woman of very few words. You prefer to let your actions speak for themselves, but how about it? After 7 events, I think it's time to let that $1 million smile let loose. How do you feel right now?
I feel great.
Well, I know you have a master's degree in special education. You now have another master's degree in American Gladiatorology. Congratulations, you're going on to the semifinals.
Those are contenders deserving high grades, but Dorann moves on.